Hey people, so this is exciting for me. This is the first battle that I got as a challenge to the Pokebox5 channel, and this is also one of the only battles that I've had against someone who's not from Abra's Asylum. Anyway, it's against the venerable ChampionMarx, and he leads off with a Ferrothorn, while I lead off with my new El Kabong, which is a Roserade. I get off a Hidden Power Fire, and I don't think it's going to kill it, even though it's 4x effective, but it does do a whole lot. In retrospect, I probably should have sleep powdered, but it is what it is. You know, hindsight 2020 and all of that. But so anyway, he goes ahead and protects, predicting my next Hidden Power Fire, just stalling me out here and getting some leftovers recovery. But that's not going to help him in the long run. He decides to pull out, which makes sense, and goes ahead and switches in his Gliscor. And so my Hidden Power Fire, it's not going to be resisted or anything, but it's not going to do too much damage. It's a Poison Heal Gliscor, as all Gen 5 Gliscors are, even though you sacrifice the ability to use Roost, so I don't know that it's better. But so anyway, I go ahead and set up Toxic Spikes, which I'll explain later probably wasn't the best idea with his team. So he gets some Poison Heal up and goes ahead and Earthquakes me, and I'm pretty sure, well, I know I can survive that because I've got Focus Sash. Yeah, so Roserade was a fairly common lead back in Gen 4, and I think it does pretty well in Gen 5 too, and I absolutely love Toxic Spikes. Anyway, he said that was a misclick there, that he didn't mean to go for the Ice Fang, and I got a lucky miss, but it's not going to help me too much, because while I do get him down to about 50% health, you know, it's not going to save my neck or anything. So El Kabong dies, and that's kind of sad. Anyway, next up for me is my Uchikoma, which is my Agilagros, which is going to be able to deal with this guy very well. It's got the air balloon, so he can't Earthquake me, and I'm going to go ahead and get my speed up. I didn't think he was going to protect, or think he wasn't going to protect. I just thought that it's better to get my speed up. And I go ahead and go for the Ice Punch, and that, with 4x effectiveness, is going to kill him. I mean, that's no surprise there. Oh, and I guess I got a crit. I mean, I guess Gliscors are defensive, but I really think that didn't matter. Anyway, the Toxic Spikes mean that my low tick is going to get poisoned, and its defense is going to double, which is why I probably shouldn't have set up the Toxic Spikes. And anyway, he gets a crit with a Surf, and that's just awful, because otherwise I might have actually been able to pull out my Uchikoma and save it for later. As it is, I don't think I can barely survive, you know, more Stealth Rocks, so I just leave it in for fodder. I'm just hoping that the damage that I'm doing is going to accumulate enough that my low tick is going to die from poison at some point. Yeah, so anyway, next out for me is my Pazuzu, my Zapdos from Gen 4, and it's got the pressure ability, blah blah blah. Anyway, it forces a switch, not surprising. I think I went ahead and used Thunderbolt, not wanting to overpredict, and hoping that it would be able to take out his Ferrothorn, even if that had happened. It doesn't take him out, and he survives with just a sliver of HP, which is going to be a little bit more thanks to some leftovers and some Protect stalling. So yeah, I'm using Heat Wave now just because I saw how little Thunderbolt did. And yeah, he's just getting more recovery, and blah blah blah. He goes ahead and withdraws his Ferrothorn and sends out his Latios. I don't know whether Latios should be Uber or not, but it is really hard to counter, and you pretty much have to have a counter on your team, so using the Smogon over-centralization arguments, I think Latios needs to be banned again, but whatever. I go ahead and send in Mick, predicting that he was going to use a special move, and Mick is, you know, has lots of investment in special defense. I was so sure it would survive, but he gets a freaking crit, and you cannot tell me that didn't matter. Anyone who's seen my Gen 4 battles with that Umbreon knows how much of a beast it is. It should have survived that hit, and so I'm so pissed that he got that crit. Anyway, here's another Draco Meteor, and look at how much damage it does. So granted it was at -2, but my Zapdos doesn't have any investment in special defense. It's a physically defensive Zapdos. So yeah, anyway, that sucks. I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to chase him out, having him think that I had Hidden Power Ice, but no such luck there. Anyway, I go ahead and get off a Roost on a switch, because I know that, you know, at -4 I knew it was going to switch. Yeah, leftovers recovery, lots of leftovers recovery in this battle. This is the first team that I've created for Gen 5 that wouldn't be allowed on random Wi-Fi because I break item clause. But if I ever do want to go on random Wi-Fi, I can always just swap out an item. Anyway, I take out his Ferrothorn finally. Not that it was really, that big a deal. Anyway, so Latios is back out, and it uses Ice Beam, and it does a lot of damage, and I guess it does about 3/4. And I was basically, I basically was just scouting it out. I was thinking that he might go for the Draco Meteor and that I might be able to survive if it was like a min-max damage kind of thing. But anyway, I'm going to have to call back Pazuzu at this point, and I go ahead and send out Ringo, my Jellicent. Yeah, I like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden. Never mind. Okay, so anyway, Ringo is going to be able to wall this guy pretty effectively, and he goes ahead and switches out Milotic. I was predicting the switch, but not into Milotic. Otherwise, I would have probably done Taunt. But so Surf doesn't really do anything to it, because it is a Milotic after all. Water type and pretty good defenses and all that. So anyway, the poison is racking up more and more damage, and he goes ahead and Toxics me, so I really wish I had done Taunt on the switch. I thought about it, I really had, but I decided to go with the safe attack instead. Anyway, that Taunt is just going to be a little too late, because the poison is going to hurt me a lot. My Cleric was Mick. Mick could have come in and freaking, could have used Heal Bell, but it's dead now, so no use crying. So anyway, we both switched this turn, and I send out my Pazuzu again as he sends in Lucario, and so I'm thinking, oh, this is a good situation. Again, I'm physically defensive. I can probably take anything from this guy, including an Ice Punch, which is 2x effective, but it's not Stab. And so, as you see, I did survive. And so now I'm pretty sure I can OHKO with Heat Wave, especially considering he took some Life Orb recoil. And I'm like, yes, it killed him. And it's like, wait, why am I getting leftover recovery? It didn't kill him. He survived with like 2 HP. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you freaking serious? This is the most hacksy game ever. But enough whining about hacks. Yeah, predict the Ice Punch here, and he's going to die to Life Orb recoil. So it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of sad anyway. So I think I've got 3 Pokemon left, and I think we're actually pretty even in this match so far, but he still has that Latios, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I switch out Ringo here, predicting the Thunderbolt, and just trying to see what he's going to do. And so basically this is just going to allow me a free switch. Pazuzu is dead. Did a really good job of tanking and taking that sacrifice. So now I go ahead and send out Leela, my Darmanitan, orangutan. So anyway, I take the Thunderbolt. I think he's probably Scarfed. He might be Specs, I'm not sure. I need to check what the nature is on my Leela. Anyway, I managed to take him out with a Rock Slide thanks to Sheer Force. This is not the same Darmanitan that was very, very briefly on my doubles team. Anyway, I'm making up for lost time. I've taken out 2 of his Pokemon, and he's now down to, I believe this is his last Pokemon. But I'm not sure if he's going to be faster. He is faster. He uses Energy Ball, which really surprised me. I was hoping that he wouldn't. He'd go for a Fire move or something that my last Pokemon would resist. But unfortunately, Energy Ball was chosen very well, and he's going to be able to kill me. I love Victini, by the way. Victini is going to be the first Pokemon that I RNG in Gen 5. But anyway, that is good game. Good game, ChampionMarx, and yeah, that was a really good battle. And I hope you folks enjoyed it. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you here, look at his team. There are only 2 Pokemon that could have been poisoned, and one of them is helped by poison. So poisoning, setting up those toxic spikes was not the best move. Just for your education. So long.